I just realized my microphone was muted. Let's try that again. Good afternoon and welcome to the Omni Coalition News Show, aka TOCNS. This show is an amalgam of strange, weird, bizarre, off-the-wall, and otherwise things you don't normally see anymore from most news sources these days. During a time of political overabundance and divisiveness, we present you with more unifying topics to discuss. Anyway, I am Aozander, and you are you. Today is Tears' Day, aka Tuesday, aka Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. So, let's get into the news today, shall we? Alright, let me get rid of that. Okay, let's see here. I am totally not prepared. But anyway, from Oddity Central, the home, the world's most expensive mansion. The home, a 205-year-old London mansion, is currently on the market for an eye-watering £250 million, or $300 million, which makes it the world's most expensive mansion. Known as the White House of Regent's Park because of its massive scale and similar style facade as that of Washington, D.C.'s iconic presidential residence, the home features 40 bedrooms, 8 garages, a tennis court, a sauna, a library, and a grand dining room as part of its 29,000 square foot of living space. Wow. Built in 1818 by Georgian property developer James Burton, the home served as a residence for the Burton family before being used by Bedford College for several decades. It became a private residence in the 1980s and has been on the market several times since, fetching astronomical prices every time. Today it is being sold for, as I said before, £250 million or $300 million, the highest price set for any mansion ever. So this is obviously far beyond that monstrosity we have out here in California, so eat your heart out, psychopathic rich dude guy. But yeah, the iconic mansion was previously owned by members of the Saudi royal family, but was recently repossessed after a loan of approximately $180 million expired. It was the most expensive asset among those backed against the debt, and its sale was seen as the quickest and easiest way to repay the debt. According to luxury magazine Rob Report, the home is the most expensive mansion currently listed for sale anywhere in the world, including the previous holder of the most expensive home title, held by three-story penthouse in the New York City Central Park Tower, which was made available last September for $250 million. So, but yeah, for further reading on this and any other articles, please refer to the underbar of the description. It has all the links that you will want and links that you may not even know that you would be interested in. But let's move on up here. More from Oddity Central. Man is living underwater for 100 days to see how it affects his body and mind. A Florida University professor plans to spend 100 days 30 feet under the ocean's surface in an underwater lodge as a scientific experiment to find out how the constant increased pressure affects his body and mind. I believe we reported on something like this last time, either last Friday or Tuesday, or maybe I saw it somewhere else, but this is a bit familiar. The current world record for time spent living underwater was set in 2014 by two Tennessee biologists who managed to live submerged for a total of 73 days. But if University of South Florida professor Joseph Dietry met his set goal, he will beat that record by a whopping 27 days. At the beginning of this month, Dietry, who also goes by the nickname Dr. Deepsea, moved into Jules Undersea Lodge in Key Largo, an underwater hotel 30 feet under the surface, where he plans to remain until June 9th. During this time, he and a team of physicians and scientists plan to conduct a series of tests to see how living underwater for prolonged periods of time affects the human body and mind. Now, I'm not sure if this is the same place, but there is a place somewhere where you can get pizza delivered underwater. The guy actually is specialized in diving, and then he puts the pizza in an actual thing to keep it, like dry. But actually goes underwater, and then he comes up from under, like a bathysphere. You have like the hole in the floor because of the pressure of the air keeping the water down there. Physics just pops up there. Here's your pizza. So I wonder if that's the same place or what. But I think there's multiple places like that now. But yeah, we've done a lot of studies on people in space and whatnot, and I wonder if we have undersea colonies and stuff. Will the pressure as opposite to living on Mars, where less pressure like they get used to that, and they might not physically be able to come back to Earth. Well, with more pressure, would getting up onto the surface, would they be like light as a feather? Because they're used to more pressure and such. Well, let's see. Anyway, this is a very concerning thing. Meet more from Oddity Central. Meet Ren Xiaorong, China's newest AI-powered news anchor. This is a deepfake of somebody who doesn't even exist. It is an AI-generated person in the 3D world. Chinese state media outlet People's Daily recently unveiled the newest member of its news anchor team, Ren Xiaorong, a virtual AI-powered anchor that can allegedly provide 24/7 news coverage. In a video published last Sunday by People's Daily, a virtual young woman called Ren Xiaorong introduced herself to the world as an AI-driven chatbot that has learned the skills of thousands of news anchors and that can constantly evolve based on viewers' feedback. Beautifully smart and dressed, Ren certainly looked like an agreeable news anchor. Pardon me. And if not for the synthesized out-of-sync dubbing, you can hardly tell she wasn't a real person. Using an app, anyone can ask the news anchor questions on a variety of topics, including education, epidemic prevention, housing, employment, environmental protection, and many others. But she can currently only deliver generic answers in line with the rhetoric favored by the Chinese Communist Party. So there you go. But yeah, no, that's scary. Like, they generated something that can and already is being used to control thought. Like, did not pass go, did not collect $200, just technology and boot on the throat. So, yikes. Going up to UPI, mysterious minion sculptures appearing in small Australian town. Residents of a small Australian town said sculptures of minions have been appearing in locations around town since just before Christmas, and their origins remain a mystery. Locals in Warwick, a Victoria town boasting a population of about 70 people, said the first minion sculpture appeared just before Christmas, and the statues have continued to appear on various properties to reach a current total of 24. Some of the scrap metal sculptures were designed to have uses such as mailboxes and planters, while others appear to be simple works of art dedicated to the yellow creatures from the Despicable Me franchise. Alright, so just, nope. So yeah, there's just random minion sculptures all over the town. That's... Oh, and of course there's Groot. There's Groot. Okay. Okay. Pardon me. Just when the yawn comes, the yawn comes. More from UPI. Los Angeles neighborhood flooded with mystery Uber Eats deliveries. Residents of a Los Angeles neighborhood said they have been flooded with mystery Uber Eats deliveries they did not request. Locals in the Rangeview Avenue area of the city's Highland Park neighborhood said they have been receiving up to 13 deliveries a day from McDonald's, Taco Bell, Starbucks, and other eateries through Uber Eats during the past 3 weeks. The residents said the deliveries show up at all hours of the day and night. Quote, when it became too much food at once, we tried to find places to donate it or give it away, end quote. Local man William Neal told KTLA-TV. Okay, so you admit to eating the food. Alright? So, some of the recipients said they tried calling the phone numbers listed on the orders, but they were all out of service. They noted the prepaid orders always included a tip for the driver. A representative for Uber, the delivery service's parent company, said officials are investigating the origins of the mystery orders. Neighbors said they do not know why someone would be sending so much food to their homes. Quote, I don't think anybody has seen it as anything sinister. It's just various degrees of annoying, end quote, Neal told the Los Angeles Times. Well, I don't know what's wrong. I need more air in this room, I guess. But yeah, like I don't know. Is Elon Musk just like randomly ordering food for people? Like, who has the money to do that? That's expensive. So anyway, let's move on up. More from UPI. Camera found after 13 years in Colorado River. Photos recovered. An angler who found a camera in a Colorado river was able to retrieve the photos from the device and discovered it had been underwater for 13 years. Spencer Griner said he was fishing recently in the Animas River when he spotted a camera at the bottom of the shallow water Quote, I was walking along and saw it sticking out of the sand, Grenner told KDVR-TV. It was in rough shape, so I really didn't have any hopes of getting anything out of it. I was just planning to throw it away, and then curiosity got the best of me, and I had to see what was on it, end quote. Griner said he opened the camera's memory card compartment and water rushed out. Quote, I was like, yeah, this is probably not going to work at all, Griner said, but I plugged it into the computer and it read immediately, and I was like, oh, cool, let's see what sort of treasures they were going to find on this memory card, end quote. He discovered the phone was loaded with photos of a bachelorette party, a wedding, and a tubing trip. Griner posted some of the photos to... seriously, what's going on? Griner posted some of the photos to a Durango community Facebook group where members started recognizing themselves in the pictures. The camera turned out to have been dropped by Coral Amai during a 2010 tubing trip in the river. Well, cool. So, I assume she got everything back. That's awesome. I'm going to power through these next couple of articles because I don't know, I need to go, stand at the window and inhale deeply, apparently. I don't have enough air in my head. Anyway, even though I am an airhead, from Associated Press News, we got Snap! Venus flytrap fans ask South Carolina to honor plant. What? Conservatives are pushing for the Venus flytrap to be the South Carolina's official carnivorous plant, joining other official items such as the state bird, the Carolina wren, state opera, Porgy and Bess, and the state snack, boiled peanuts. In all, South Carolina has about 5 dozen official state things. There are already 5 different plant types, including 5 different plants, including yellow jasmine, which is the official flower, to the official fruit, the peach, to Indian grass, which is surprisingly South Carolina's official grass. And I thought Georgia was the peach state. But supporters said honoring the Venus flytrap isn't about what extra things students see on an elementary school worksheet. Instead, it's about protecting and increasing awareness of an interesting species found only in this spot of the globe, the upper part of the South Carolina coast, and a small sliver of southeast North Carolina. Quote, in a state as small as ours that is growing every day, we have to protect the things that belong here, said South Carolina Senator Thomas McElevin, who led a subcommittee Tuesday that voted to advance a bill to elevate the status of the carnivorous plant. And that, I didn't end quote, I thought it was going to continue on. But, well, I mean, why not? A state this, a state that, a state slogan, a state, phone manufacturer, a state, movie preference. Like there's so many categories for so different things. Like, people have really gotten off the freaking deep end with categorization. It's actually kind of concerning. Anyway, moving on up to last but not least, one more from AP News. African land snails found in luggage at Michigan airport. What? 6 giant African land snails. How big are these? Let's see. Oh, those are big. Okay, those are some large guys. They have been found in the luggage of a traveler who flew to Michigan from the West African country of Ghana. The mollusks, which can carry diseases that affect humans, were discovered and seized March 9th during an agricultural inspection at Detroit Metropolitan Airport in Romulus, U.S. Customs in Romulus. U.S. Customs and Border Protection said Friday. The man transporting the snails is a resident of Ghana and said they were to be eaten. He was released without further actions. Quote, it's not uncommon for travelers to bring food items from their native countries, which underscores the importance of the inspection process upon arrival to U.S. ports of entry, end quote. Customs and Border Protection spokesman Stephen Bansbach said. Another quote, this allows CBP officers and agricultural specialists the opportunity to determine whether these goods are permissible or not, while mitigating the potential for public health or environmental issues, end quote. So, the giant African land snails are prohibited in Michigan and the rest of the U.S. They eat at least 500 different types of plants, along with plaster and stucco on buildings. Wow, so those can cause actual damage. And, alright. Okay, well, that shall be it. I don't know what is going on. Why am I yawning so I feel like yawning? Anyway, once again, that concludes the show. You can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. For years of For your dose of different, odd, and otherwise unusual news, we stream every Tuesday and Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander, and you are you. And until you catch us on Friday, or if you're interested in a history show, we have this date in history every single day at 10 in the morning Pacific Time. Anyway, until then, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! Where's the thing? There it is.